Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Nicholas Moy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 4 helpful tips that I think are going to help you transition into your first career in cybersecurity or level up into cybersecurity or maybe that next gig if you are currently trying to face that challenge, you're trying to go down that path and you're just not having any luck. A little bit about myself. So I am a cybersecurity expert with over 18 years of experience. I have been the hiring manager for multiple Fortune 500s, and I've worked for big companies like Ernst & Young and Deloitte, where I literally built security teams for, companies like JP Morgan and Chase, Bank of America, Caterpillar, Department of Defense, FDIC, and COA. So that being said, a lot of experience, lots of valuable experience, and everything that I'm bringing to you in this channel is 100% for free. By the way, I wanted to tell you that I have a free cybersecurity training community in the link down below called the Cyber Pro Community. This is completely for free, and really all it is just a free community where you can go and network with other cybersecurity professionals. You can get access to some free resources and even take some free training that I have curated myself as my gift to you guys. Again, completely no cost. Click the link down below and go ahead and join the Cyber Pro community. That being said, let's go ahead and dive into the content here. Point number 1 is going to be get clear on your goal. You cannot accomplish a goal if you don't know what that goal is going to be. You really have to take a moment to think about it. You have to sit down, write it out, maybe jot down exactly what it is that you're wanting to accomplish and try to reverse engineer. What is that going to look like, right? They say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. But you have to get strategic about which bite you need to take first, which sounds gross, but I'm going to change the analogy here. If you want to go into a career in cybersecurity, you need to get clear on what kind of career that is going to be. And what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people think, well, I just want to get into cyber, right? Just want to get into tech because tech makes a lot of money and you work from home and that sounds cool. And we want to do that. But I'm going to say, let's pump the brakes there for a minute because it's really not that simple. You see, when you get into cybersecurity, you're going to realize that there's a lot of doors and opportunities that you can go down. A lot of things you can kind of take advantage of. What do I mean by that? Well, if we shift to something that most of us really know more about, which is the medical field, you could think, well, there's a lot of different types of doctors, right? There's heart surgeons, there's brain surgeons, and there's people that are doctors that are not surgeons. They do, skin care type stuff. They treat your skin, dermatologists. And you have family practitioners that focus on the wellness of all different family members, right? And if there's something more serious, then they'll go and refer you to a specialist. When we think about the medical field and how you have different specialties, you could take that same idea and slap cybersecurity on top of it, okay? So within the cybersecurity world, there's a lot of different specialties that you can go into. Now, you could jump into cybersecurity and kind of be a jack of all trade, master of none, but then you'll not really be winning at anything because you're just kind of doing a little bit of everything. And honestly, the people that do that go down that path, they have a harder time finding jobs in the future because they don't really specialize in anything. And hiring managers will look at that candidate and say, well, what do you really do? And that's the problem that we face as a generalist professional. So when we think about going into cybersecurity, we need to think about what's the specialty, what's the end goal, what do I want to become? And if you're thinking to yourself, whoa, I just got here, my buddy, I was at the gym and he told me cybersecurity is a cool thing, and I'm here on YouTube trying to Google, what is cybersecurity? How do I get into cybersecurity? I have no idea what specialty I want to get into. That's totally cool. I actually have some resources that might help you. And I want to tell you that, don't give up on this idea of exploring this career path. What you need to do is just research, familiarize yourself with the playing field and the various players out there. You need to learn the rules of the game before you can really go head on and pursue whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. If you want to get that career, get clear on where we're going first, okay? That being said, I'll make another video that kind of talks through the different roles in cybersecurity. So moving on to step number 2, or point number 2 here, is don't put all your eggs in the cert basket. Certification basket or the certification world is a huge moneymaker. Back in the early 1990s, and actually before that, even in the 1980s, and I think it was in the mid 70s that the first IT certification actually came out. And the whole idea of a certification was really so that business professionals could identify IT professionals who are qualified to do the job. Business professionals don't understand technology. They're like, what's this thing called a computer? Corporate's now saying I have to have one. This thing is, supposed to make my life easier, but it's making me want to shoot myself. Like, this is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. And so they would hire IT professionals to come in and do their wizard magic and fix the computers and fix the printers. But back in the day, IT certification was the barometer or that test measurement that business professionals used to hire the right candidates, right? Well, guess what? Companies caught wind of that and they started to make a whole business model out of this. And this is how you've got CompTIA, you've got Microsoft with all their certifications, you've got ISC Square or ISC2 now. They have a ton of IT certifications. When I say don't go down the certification pathway, I'm saying you want it to be very cautious about listening to everyone else here on this platform on YouTube or on the blogs or on LinkedIn or whatnot that are going to tell you, hey, you want to get into cybersecurity, go get your Security Plus and go get your CISSP and go get this whole laundry list worth of certifications, because honestly, you may go and get all those certifications, and what's probably going to happen is a hiring manager like myself is going to look at your resume and say, okay, well, this person worked at, LA Fitness for 3 years and they passed their CISSP. I'm not going to hire that person because that person doesn't know jack diddly squat about how to be a security professional, but they're a really good test taker and they know how to study. Maybe they cheated. I don't know, right? And it's just not something that makes me feel comfortable bringing you into a 6-figure job with a large corporate environment. And all I know is that you could pass the test. I mean, kudos to you for passing the test. That is an accomplishment. But if you don't have the skills to back it up, I'm not going to feel good about bringing you on my team. And I can guarantee you there's 1,000 other IT managers and hiring managers in cybersecurity that are going to say the same thing. They're not going to want to bring you in unless you can prove your skills and your worth, right? So when we talk about getting that job in cybersecurity, we need to be talking about the skills. We need to be talking about how you're going to be knowledgeable in whatever it is that you're going to be doing, not what certification you're going to pass. Okay, so put the certification thing to the side. Now, that being said, I have a couple of certifications that I want to tell you about, but don't worry, these are not the paid for certifications. You're not going to have to cough up any money for this, and they're not your general certifications that talk about like Security Plus and vendor agnostic type stuff. This is actually training. It's more so training that focuses on relevant skills. Okay, and there just so happens to be a certification on the tail end of that. So that being said, I'm going to post the links down below. You guys can check these out, but these are a few free resources that I think it's worth your time learning and going through this. You're going to get a lot of skills and a lot of awareness and knowledge as you go through this. So first one on our list is Qualys. So Qualys, they're a cybersecurity tool provider or vendor out there, and they offer a lot of different solutions for teams that need cybersecurity solutions. So a couple of their solutions can include vulnerability management and detection and response, which is just literally what it sounds like. It's just kind of like getting an understanding of detecting all the different types of vulnerabilities in the infrastructure, so in their servers and their workstations and their applications, and how we manage those vulnerabilities. And so there's actually a whole training course that is free and a certification on the tail end of that you can acquire once you've gone through that training. Cybersecurity asset management. This is pretty important, right? So companies, they pay for all these laptops for all the employees. These are called assets, and they have other things as well, like maybe mobile devices, right? So all these different devices that the employees have, and maybe the companies are sending the employees to go travel, and so they're in the airports and they're going from one hotel to the next, and they need to manage the assets, right? And it may not just be hardware, it may also be applications in the cloud, or it may be applications on the phone, or anything, right? It could be anything. So there is something called cybersecurity asset management, which is literally how do we secure all these assets that I'm talking about here? How do we secure all that? And how do we use Qualys to do that? Now, the other training that I have here is in cloud security and container security. Again, taking Qualys' solutions and how do you use Qualys to secure the cloud and secure containers. But again, by you knowing Qualys and having some certifications on your resume and on your LinkedIn profile that show that you know Qualys, that actually helps you out because a hiring manager will see that you have all these skills and you've done all these things and you've gone through the Qualys training and you're familiar with the tools they already use. And that they like that because companies hire you to solve their challenges and their problems. And the less work you have to put on the company that you're trying to get hired at, the less work you have to put on them, essentially, the easier it is for you to jump into that role and hit the ground running, the better. All right, so next on our list here. So that was Qualys, right? Again, the link is down below, so you can check that out. Another one I want to mention here is Irius Risk. They're a solution provider of a practice that we call threat modeling. So in the world of security architecture and security engineering, this is another specialty within cybersecurity. We use something called threat modeling to predict or try to predict and try to plan for various attack threats or various threats on applications, on infrastructure, on anything. It could even be physical. It could be physical threats to a data center or something like that, right? Traditionally, this is done for applications. And so you'll hear a lot of threat modeling talks and conversations around applications and the cloud. But where this is beneficial for you is, there's a lot of companies that want to have application security engineers. They want to have cloud security engineers. They want to build a mature security engineering program. And they know that threat modeling is a necessary component for that. And so by you having knowledge and even that little credential that says that you've done something within threat modeling and you're familiar with it and you've used a threat modeling tool. There's only a handful of them out there. If you've used Irius Risk, you've used one of the biggest threat modeling tools that are available to you. And so that looks really, really good. And you can talk about how you use Irius Risk to test for various threats in a dummy environment. And that's going to help you because, again, the hiring manager is going to see that you understand threat modeling, that you've touched it, now you're familiar with it, and they're more likely to give you a chance than if you were to just go past the Security Plus exam. All right, number 3, OCI AI Foundations Associate. This is, again, a free certification. Now, OCI stands for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. They are a competitor to Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform. This is the Oracle flavor of the cloud. And they recently came out with a free cloud certification for artificial intelligence. Okay, and it's, again, the link is down below, so you can check that out. This certification focuses on AI and machine learning as it runs through the cloud environment for Oracle. And so what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be learning how AI and machine learning actually works, and you're going to be learning it in the context and the environment of Oracle Cloud. That's 2 big things in one. And again, you get to do this completely for free because the training and the tests are all free. There are a couple of free resources for you to go and pursue. Now, what about some other ones? What are some other training resources that you can also start learning and gaining real hands-on experience that is applicable to the real job? All right, number four on our list here of tips that will help you get a job in cybersecurity in 2024 is work on your own projects and have fun. Okay, this is important. This is important because working on your own projects in cybersecurity, it really allows you to become a problem solver. It helps kind of stimulate that muscle, helps grow that muscle of becoming a problem solver. Cybersecurity professionals, we solve problems. That's just it, right? That's what we're paid to do. We're not here to make money for the company. Trust me, we're expensive and our tools are very expensive. But what we are doing is we're solving the security challenges that a company has. And so in order for you to do that and get paid to do that, you need to start to do that for yourself, for your friends and family, maybe for a local church or a local nonprofit, somewhere you can give your time and get experience back in return. And you're not necessarily getting paid for it. You're just getting that experience. Okay, a lot of people ask, well, how do I get a job in cybersecurity if I don't have any experience? They want experience, blah, blah, blah. You start by doing this. You start by giving your time and learning. Volunteer at a small IT firm near you. So go in there and say, hey, I'm a student. I'm learning these different things. I'm learning Oracle. I'm learning the cloud, and I don't have any experience. I'm not looking for a paid job. I just want to know if I could volunteer, if I can intern completely for free, right? Because the only thing you can do before you get a job is work hard to be qualified to find that job, right? You have to work on the skills to get that job. And you also want to have the letter of recommendation and all that. And who knows? You go into an IT firm and you say that, and they actually give you a t-shirt and they let you follow them around for a couple of months. They may actually hire you, and it may not be some fancy salary, but it's better than nothing. You have a trusted rapport with this IT firm and the people that are there. And when you leave, you're going to have a really nice letter of recommendation. You're going to feel very comfortable taking that next step into your next job in cybersecurity, and you just move up from there. You just level up going from there. So one more thing I want to leave you with this, kind of like a bonus, I guess. Maybe this is tip number 5. This would be share what you're working on, okay? You want to make a blog or write articles about the things that you're learning and put them up on LinkedIn, put them on your personal blog, your personal website. Maybe create a YouTube channel like what I've done and start talking about it, or sharing what you're working on through videos. Share your screen and work through a certain scenario that you would be solving a problem, right? And tell other people how you would solve that problem. Maybe do it through TikTok, right? Do little shorts or something like that. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. But the idea here is to advertise what you're working on, talk about it, so that when the time comes, the right person will see who you are, they'll see your resume, they'll see what you've been working on, and they can go to your page and they can actually look through, either read through your blog article and read the step-by-step instructions on how you are telling them to fix a problem, so that way they know you know your stuff, or they can watch you do it through video, right? And what better way to prove that you know your stuff than through video? So those are my 4 or 5 tips on how to get into cybersecurity in 2024 and this year. If you guys have any questions, I want you to drop them down in the comment section below. I read your comments and your questions, and I'd be more than happy to help you out at any point. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. Until next time, have a good one.